Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National History Day in Iowa Performance Category webinar. My name is Vania Boland, and I'm the State Coordinator for the National History Day in Iowa program. And joining us today is former National History Day in Iowa student, Allie Studding. Allie, can you say hello, introduce yourself, and share a little bit of your experience in the performance category?
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Allie Studding. I am a junior at the University of Iowa, and I participated in National History Day for 6 years, and of those 6 years, I did the performance category for 5 of those 6 years. So I'm super excited to talk to you all about the performance category in National History Day.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the performance category is a dramatic portrayal of your topic's significance in history and must be an original production. It should be scripted based on research of your chosen topic and should have a dramatic appeal, but not at the expense of historical information. The performance category is the only one that is presented live. Developing a strong narrative that allows your subject to unfold in a dramatic and visually interesting way is important. Memorizing, rehearsing, and refining your script is essential, so you should schedule time for this in addition to research, writing, costuming, and prop gathering. So before you get started building a performance, we want you to ask yourself the following questions. Should I work in a group or as an individual? Is creating a performance the best way to showcase my topic? Meaning, can my research be presented in the form of a play? Does my topic have main characters, and how would they interact with each other? Can I develop a script and include historical evidence from my research? And do I feel comfortable memorizing my script and presenting my research in front of a crowd? So Allie, do you have any advice for students before they get started building a performance, or maybe some advice that helps you organize your research?
Sure. So if you are deciding between performance and any other category, sometimes you have to think about the resources that you have available to you. So if you have a ton of pictures from your History Day topic or like a ton of video, maybe the best option for you would be to do an exhibit or a documentary because you can really portray those images well. I know for me, when I did some more lesser known topics, I felt that doing a performance was made it a lot easier because you didn't have to use those primary images that really make a National History Day project stand out at times. So if you do have a topic that doesn't have a lot of images or a lot of videos that you can get a hold of, I really strongly suggest looking into the performance category. Even if you do struggle with speaking in front of people, this is also a great way for you to become more confident in that. But of course, like Vania said, don't do that at the expense of the historical accuracy. You also want to be somewhat comfortable talking in front of people. So that's just my little 2 cents on that.
Wonderful, thank you. Next, we're going to talk about the actual production of a performance. So in creating a performance, you're going to want to prepare a script. So we want you to brainstorm with general ideas how your topic or characters might be presented in your performance, which means you want to make sure your script contains references to the historical evidence found in your research. Using actual dialogue, quotations, or brief excerpts from speeches are good ways to put historical detail into your performance. Remember that your script should center on the thesis statement, supporting statements, and the conclusion that you developed from your research. So you want to really make sure that your thesis statement is in there, that claim to your research. Prepare the set. Think about different types of sets that might help depict your topic. Is there a prop that is central to the story? Preparing the costume. Good costumes help make a performer convincing, but make sure that they're appropriate to your topic. You don't need to purchase or make elaborate costumes. Sometimes simple works better. Allie, do you want to give some advice on preparing a set, preparing costumes, or writing the script, maybe some experiences that you had?
Yeah, so first I'll start with this script. When you are beginning to write your script, you can write it as long as you want right away because you can always cut it down to 10 minutes later, which Vania will talk about some more rules as far as how long your performance can be. But what you should do is really just put all of your ideas on paper because you never really know what's going to work and what's going to come out of the conversations that you're having with your teacher or with your group if you are in a group. So That's one suggestion that I have when you are preparing your script. Another thing is that when you are writing your script, you can use historic quotes, like Vania said, but make sure that you're being tasteful with that. You do not want your entire script to be somebody else's words. So while somebody else's words can really enhance the historical quality of your performance, make sure you are being tasteful with that. So you don't want an entire 10 minutes of a speech, written by Thomas Jefferson. And then going on the set and the costumes, like Vania said, these are not at all the most important components of your performance. In fact, I placed fifth in the nation with a black backdrop and just black shirt, black pants, and then I just changed like different hats when I changed into different characters. So honestly, do not focus so much on the costumes. While, like Vania said, those can really enhance your performance, and they might be more pivotal in certain topics that you're studying. But just make sure that that's not the focus. It's really, your focus is historical quality and historical accuracy.
Awesome, thank you, Allie. So next we're going to talk about time requirements. So performances may not exceed 10 minutes in length. Timing starts at the beginning of the performance, so at the first movement or sound the judges hear, following the announcement of the title and student names. You will be allowed 5 minutes to set up, so that's pulling in your props, setting up your table, putting on your costume, and 5 minutes to remove any of those props during your performance. Allie, do you have any suggestions on how to make these transitions smoother, or maybe ways that you practiced, or maybe there was something that happened to you that you'd like to share to other students so that they don't come into the same situation?
Of course. So my sophomore year of high school, I was in a group of 4 people, and at our at the national contest during the first round of judging, one of us actually forgot one of the lines, which made it so we stumbled a little bit, and we took up a little too much time. But luckily, before we got to nationals, we were timing our performance around 9 minutes and 20 to 25 seconds. So you do not, when you're practicing, you really do not want to be taking up that whole 10 minutes just in case something does happen during the contest. So just make sure that while you are writing your script, it lands at about 9:20 to 9:30, just so you have 30 seconds of breathing room when you're actually performing during like the National History contest.
Thank you. All right, and next we want to touch base on media devices. This is becoming more and more popular in performances. The use of slides, MP3 players, computers, or other media within your performance is allowed. You must provide and run all equipment and carry out any special lighting or sound effects. So just remember that if you're using this equipment, that's perfectly fine, but you will be asked to pull in those items and tear those down. So you won't be able to use any help in setting up these media devices. And just as a reminder, only students listed as participating in the performance can set up those items and tear down. So we also want to touch base on required written material for the performance category. So you will need 3 copies of your process paper and 3 copies of your annotated bibliography. So the process paper talks about how you chose your topic, how you conducted your research, how you selected performance category, and how you created the performance, and how your project relates to the National History Day theme, which is Triumph and Tragedy in History this year. The annotated bibliography is a list of sources that contributed to your research, and it needs to be organized by primary and secondary sources. So primary goes first and then secondary. Include sources of visual, audio material, any oral interviews that you used in your performance, make sure to have those cited in your annotated bibliography. So any bundle of photos or other materials from the same collection, make sure that they're in a single citation. So if you're using photos on posters in your performance that come from a single collection, make sure that they're all cited together in your annotated bibliography. And the annotations, those need to explain how you used this source. So Allie, do you have any suggestions when you put together your process paper or the bibliography while you were conducting research, while you were building the performance? Any tips that you can share with students?
Yeah, so I would say that the second that you realize that, yes, performance is the category that I want to compete in, you should begin reading your sources almost through a lens that you could potentially perform something from any source that you read. And I think that it's also a good idea while you're annotating your bibliography for some of your sources. Say you come across a book and it talks a lot about the behavior of a certain historical character that you might want to act out later. In the annotation of that bibliography of that book, you could say, this book was very helpful in crafting the characterization of whatever historical figure you're playing in my performance. And that really shows that that shows your judges that you're thinking about the entire project, not only just sources in one body, the performance in one body, the process paper in one body. They all work together. So you do not have to do that with all of your sources, but I think it's a really good idea. And then it also gets you in that right mindset when you are going back and practicing your performance or crafting your script, that sort of thing. And then the process paper, how you selected your presentation category, that part of your process paper is typically pretty small, but make sure that the couple sentences that you do talk about how you selected the performance category, that it's really strong. So I know a lot of times we talked about in our process papers how a performance can best portray the depth of this topic, whether that be I did a lot of civil rights topics, so we talked about how performance really portrayed the depth and the historical significance of that topic. So while, like I said, it doesn't have to be super long, it is important that it is strong and that you do talk about why you chose performance and why that's going to be the most effective for you and your project.
And if you have any additional questions about the performance category or just the contest or conducting research, please feel free to reach out to me. There's my email or my phone number. So I'm in the office Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30. But thank you so much, everyone who attended the workshop. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out, and we wish you the best of luck this season. Allie, do you have any final suggestions or any tidbits you'd like to share?
Well, like Vinia said, good luck. Please sign up for the mentorship program. That was really, really helpful for a lot of students last year. And so just make sure that you take that opportunity since it's free to you, and it can really help enhance your project, whether you do performance or any other category. But I encourage you all to do performance because it's so fun and you will learn so much and it will help you in your futures.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Allie, and good luck, everyone.